Your favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of Lunes Live. Gilbert and I are both in different locations, not our usual setup, so bear with us. Gilbert's at an airport. I am in Long Beach, but we are here to bring you everything that we saw from Chargers and Rams joint practice on Sunday. We will also give you our takeaways from it. Plus, it was an exciting weekend for combat sports. WWE Summerslam, and Bud Crawford jumps back into the ring after a year off. We have that and everything. Time permitting, we'll try and have Vic, the producer, jump on. No Dan and Dago this week. But Gilbert, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
I don't even know the question, but here it is, because I am traveling. So thank you. You guys got me for the engagement question of the week. You might hear some background
He's
noise.
looking around.
I'm going to do it out loud. Engagement question of the week from Seattle Tacoma International Airport. Who will have the better season, Rams or Chargers? Wow, a spicy question. It wasn't me who came up with it, maybe Victor Fernando, but I like it. A little spicy. Rams or Chargers? Two teams dealing with injuries and a coach in trouble. I don't know. Is he in trouble, Jim Harbaugh? We'll find out. But let me know. Rams or Chargers in the comments. Who's going to have the better season in 2024?
Yeah, Gilbert's trying to get me in trouble. But all right, let's do the intro and we'll be back.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So where's Compas?
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's pretty much it. Couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? A whole lot going on. As you guys know, I'm at the airport right now, Seattle Tacoma International Airport. You want to come look for me. Actually, shout out to Dan and Dago. I'm excited because I'm taking Alaska Airlines today. So that is Dan and Dago's airline of choice. I have not been on Alaska Airlines in a minute. And also shout out to the Seahawks. They took care of me today during my training camp tour.
Who'd you talk to?
Check out the story plug. But I did speak to Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN. Actually, a former friend of the Chargers fan base, Uchenna Nwosu.
Wow.
I talked to him, and I put him on the spot. I said, do you remember me? It's okay if you say no.
The mustache.
He kind of thought about it, and then he said, yes. I don't know if I believe him, but he said he remembers me. So I'm going to say he does. That's cool. He's doing well. He's enjoying his new home in Seattle.
That's awesome. No, and Chenna's coming off of a great year with Seattle. So in Mike McDonald's system, he should be able to get even better this year. But, Gilbert, we were both at Chargers and Rams. Well, at the Bolt for the Chargers and Rams joint practice. Jesse remembers Chenna. Yeah, no. Chenna's a good guy. He was always great to us. Javier, how are you doing, man?
What's up, Jesse? Javier, what's up?
But Gilbert, just what your main takeaway? It could be from either team. What was your main takeaway from the joint practice? They came away clean from it after what I saw from Detroit and the New York Giants. I'm like, wow, okay, impressive for McVay and Jim Harbaugh. No punches thrown.
Yeah, no fights, but unfortunately, Puka Nacua got hurt. I did see the play. He kind of messed up his knee. It didn't look like anything that was too severe, so I was surprised about that. But putting injuries aside, hopefully Puka's okay. Obviously, it was a big day for the defenses, both sides. Rams defense, not facing Justin Herbert, had to face Easton Stick, and as we know, Easton Stick is not the answer at starting quarterback, so the Rams had their day. And then, surprise, surprise, Jesse Minter's defense with the Chargers, they were flying. They were frustrating the heck out of Matthew Stafford. Yeah, Stafford did not have his offensive line intact because 3 offensive linemen starters are hurt. But Joey Bosa, Thule, the secondary guys, even Nick Neiman, the linebacker, Fernando, your guy, by the way.
He had another interception today.
Another interception, Alohi Gilman. But that defense with Jesse Minter was very cool to see that come together. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, put it all together because we had question marks. I had a lot of question marks about the defense, and to see the secondary have a nose for the ball, be feisty, be competitive. And by the way, that Baltimore scheme, I saw Mike McDonald's defense today. They're very good. I think they're going to be very improved, like the Chargers defense with Minter.
Well, and if you remember, that failed Russell Wilson trade basically gifted a lot of draft picks for Seattle to be able to go up and get those players. So, yeah, no, Mike McDonald's going to have a good system down there. You know, Gilbert, I was very skeptical about the defense as well, just because we hadn't seen what it was going to be. You had heard Angel. What's up, Angel? Hey, I met Angel today at Chargers. He was excited about jumping on. He's like, "Where's Gilbert?" I'm like, "In Seattle." He's like, "What's he doing up there?" I'm like, "He's all over the place." Elizabeth,
Next
how are you
time,
doing?
Angel. Elizabeth, hello.
Senor Mouvement.
Hey,
Javier.
boy.
He did not practice today, but Jim Harbaugh said he's going through something. So yeah, that means that we're not going to know.
I saw that too. Don't let Dan Diego know about that.
Yeah. So Gilbert, what I thought was impressive was when Sean McVay came over and told Alohi Gilman, "You need to be smarter." That told me, hey, you guys are flying around way too much for my offense. You guys need to kind of slow it down a little bit. And the thing is that those guys aren't slowing down. They seem really excited about this. And you have to remember, I mean, for the Chargers, especially a guy like Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, they haven't had the best opportunities to win. And now it's like, okay, you're kind of there. Boom, like it's time to kind of get it going. So I definitely think that the Chargers flew around. Now, real quick, Gilbert, on my side, today they worked out, according to Aaron Wilson, they worked out Compas, friend of the show, Luis Perez, quarterback. But man, you have to be worried if you're a Chargers fan about, hey, what if Justin? I think he's going to be there week 1. I think he's too much of a tough SOB to not be out there. But if he's not, like, you have to have a backup quarterback. And I get it. The quarterback and the backup quarterback are friends. And for the last few years, it seems like as long as the quarterback is comfortable with the backup quarterback, everything's good. If I'm the Chargers, I would bring in somebody, man. And it's no knock on Easton. Easton's a great guy. He's good at what he does, but you need somebody as a backup quarterback that just in case he's not there, you can try and win games. Gilbert, you saw they couldn't move the football yesterday at all. They could not move the football. So, in my opinion, I think they need to start thinking about something like that. But, oh, my God, Jorge, Jesus Christ. He wants to get tatted Compas for life. My God. But Gilbert, just either your thoughts on that or something else that you saw at the joint practice. But I just they have to start looking around.
Yeah, hopefully Justin Herbert is going to be ready to go week 1. And you're right, Brown. He's a tough SOB, and even a 60% Justin Herbert is better than whatever option they have right now. And again, we're not trying to be mean to Easton Stick, but we
No.
We've seen enough of tape out there. He went 0-4 last year. They got beat down 63-21 against the Raiders. I was surprised Easton Stick came back to be the number 2 for Justin Herbert. But at this point, it's a little bit of slim pickings. But Ryan Tannehill's out there. Maybe you kind of check the other cap battles for like a number 3 guy who could potentially be a number 2. I think don't the Saints have like 4 quarterbacks? I think the Cardinals have maybe quarterbacks available.
The Browns have a couple of quarterbacks.
Browns, Steelers might have a couple too.
Yeah.
So just to be better prepared, I don't get why teams don't put more focus on the backup role because you're one injury away from relying on the backup.
They made a whole show about it. Blue Mountain State. How important isn't the backup quarterback?
Well, that's the good life. That's when you're not supposed to play for the backup.
Exactly.
In case they play, so again, I think Herbert's going to be ready to go. On the Herbert front, it's a little disappointing because if you wanted to see him fully healthy and the new scheme with Greg Roman. Obviously, he wasn't going to run be the option play, run pass kind of guy like Lamar Jackson, but just to have a little mobility out there, maybe that'll be a little limited for him. And just also even in the pocket, even a drop step back, like all that kind of matters for the movement of Justin Herbert. He'll be fine, but hopefully it doesn't limit him too much where he's not able to be at an elite level. But going back to the original conversation, yes, you got to do something to improve that quarterback room. Maybe that tall guy, number 16, the lookalike of Justin Herbert, the doppelganger, the stunt double.
Bowman. No, I don't
Maybe
know
he
about
does
all that.
something. Okay, but I just wanted. What I'm trying to say is keep the number 2 option a competition. Don't just hand it to Easton Stick. Just find something else to maybe light a fire under him, just in case.
And Gilbert, today I was out at practice and Max Duggan threw a pick. Another guy I think Easton threw a pick, and it's kind of like, dude, you got to get some competition in here. Like, no, Jorge, I don't think signing a backup would indicate that it's worse than what it is. I just think you're prepared just in case. Because look at the kid from the Cincinnati Bengals. He came in and he did pretty well when he was backing up for God. I was about to say Andy Dalton for Joe Burrow. So I really think that they do need to do something when it comes to that. Going to Delbert's question, he said, or Delbert's answer said the Rams will have a better season, division champs. Chargers lucky to be third. Harbaugh hype will fizzle out. Gilbert, let me ask you a question, and I hope I don't catch strays for this. Did Cooper Kupp look healthy to you yesterday?
At the scrimmage, well, I feel like nobody looked good at all at the scrimmage for the Rams offense. But before that, he did look healthy, but it wasn't his best showing.
I saw a change from Thursday to yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't look right to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I thought Puka was flying. I didn't think he was flying.
The only thing is I don't want Rams fans to freak out just yet. Well,
No.
But it's just you don't have the full offensive line. If the offensive line is healthy, ready to go, maybe you're better off. But you can't guarantee a healthy unit. Like if Rob Havenstein's already feeling it, Alaric Jackson's already feeling it, your big signing, Jonah Jackson's feeling it. Like, honestly, it's giving me 2022 vibes. I'm sorry, Rams fans, but when you have so much injuries to the offensive line, you can't really do much. And that led to injuries to Matthew Stafford, injuries all around. So on both sides, Chargers without Justin Herbert and Rams without the line, you couldn't get a good sense of the offenses, but injuries, they do tend to linger for a while. And if you see that unit in the regular season, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah. No, and you see Detroit's aggressive. Detroit improved their defense, so right away the Rams are going to get tested. On the flip side, the Chargers are going to get tested right away by the Raiders, who have an improved defensive line. They got better on the offensive line. That defense
gets better every time I see them, Fernando. Hopefully for them, they find the quarterback, but they're very good.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah, defense.
Yeah. No.
The offense is not good, but I'll say the defense.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, but our compas, Paul Gutierrez, Adam Hill, and Vic Tafur had all said Saturday, wow, okay, Gardner Minshew may have taken the step forward. Today, everybody's like, I think Minshew took. So we're playing this game where it's like a couple steps forward, a couple steps back, a couple steps forward, a couple steps back.
Did I take my victory lap already? I'm not surprised.
I mean,
he was my number one guy.
I don't know.
He's not being spectacular out there.
I know. So that's kind of the problem. Jorge, I mean, Flacco knows this system. Flacco's been in it before. I think but you'd have to trade for him because he's with the Colts. I don't know about Tannehill. I mean,
we said that about Joe Flacco last year, Fernando. We said that about Flacco.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, why you might as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a positive note what we saw the last few weeks. But I mean, I'll digress. But all right, Gilbert, are you done with this Rams Chargers talk? It was fun to see both coaches out there. I mean, you have a lot of greatness between both guys, so definitely interesting to see both coaches out there. But all right. Gilbert, your boy Terrence Crawford got back into the ring after about a year off?
13 months, actually.
13 months, okay, 13 months off. We saw him 2-3 weeks ago. He was in WWE punching guys and doing some stuff with them. He got back in the ring. He ended up winning his fight against Israel Madrimov, yeah. Madrimov presented some complications for him. He was on him almost the whole fight, but Terrence ended up pulling that out. What did you think of the fight, and how did Terrence look to you coming back?
Hey, if you're a casual boxing fan, maybe that fight wasn't fun for you, but that was a damn good high-level boxing test match.
I thought so.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, they weren't like big, power punches where a guy got rocked or got knocked down, but it was just fun to see Israel make it awkward for Terrence Crawford, who's known for making life difficult for other opponents. And yeah, a lot of feints, a lot of head action. And the one thing that really impressed me about Israel, whenever Crawford got like a combination going, maybe a one-punch here or two-punch combination, Israel always made sure to hit him back to make him, okay, back up, bro. You're not going to get a 4 or 5 punch combination on me. You're not going to get in a rhythm. So he was very shifty, very crafty, and he had enough pop to just make him kind of go back a little bit. It wasn't a lot of power from Israel. And I'll say this, whoever's screaming robbery, Eddie Hearn, by the way,
Oh, my God.
yeah, he went on a rant. Israel just didn't do enough for me. Crawford was at least a little more active. He was the one of being aggressive, moving forward, but it's difficult for both guys because Crawford tends to be the counter puncher. He's the one that's being patient and thinking about how to break you down. So they're kind of both doing the same thing. But Crawford was more of an aggressive fighter. He has a little more power, and his power didn't really carry in the new weight class. That was one of my concerns because he was a smaller welterweight, but the skill is still there. Being a ring general is still there. He still has good footwork. Hey, but shout out to Israel, man. I thought it was 115, 113. Very difficult for Terrence Crawford. And that's also kind of expected after you've been away from the ring for a year. You're not 35 years old. You're not in the middle of your prime anymore. Hey, but nothing but respect for Israel. And you're the one that's been telling me, Fernando, hey, people are saying don't sleep on him. I kind of slept on the guy, so he has my respect now.
Yeah, no, when certain boxing people speak, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll listen. And they said, don't sleep on this guy. This guy's a problem. So I was definitely impressed with him. Like you said, the head movement, the way he kind of moved, and he picked his spots. And I thought he did a good job against Crawford. And obviously Crawford may have had some ring rust. We all get it, but it was a good fight. I thought it was entertaining. The only thing I didn't like was the long layoffs in between multiple fights. What did you think about the Pitbull Cruz fight?
Yeah, Pitbull was a little sluggish. And I know some people were like, hey, maybe Pitbull did enough. I didn't think so. I wasn't fully scoring the fight, so I won't say too much. But the other guy, he brought it. And, he had a big upset. And it kind of sucks because I wanted Pitbull to get another crack at Gervonta Davis. That might not happen anymore. Pitbull also, he wasn't as aggressive. He wasn't the last 3 or 4 fights after Gervonta, he was just dominant. He looked fresh out there. Maybe he didn't have the same training camp, the same work ethic for this one in LA. It was pretty hot out there too, so maybe he was a little sluggish because of that. But answering your first part of the question, that layoff after the coming event with Pitbull, to the stalling of whatever conversations Eddie Hearn wanted to have, to the Eminem show, to the triple anthem, it took them 90 minutes after the Pitbull
that was
fight
wild
to get the main event. It was almost 10 p.m. West Coast time. Imagine you're on the East Coast trying to watch Terrence Crawford, and it's 1 a.m. Obviously, doesn't compare to Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney at midnight East Coast time. We were there before that. But shout out to Riyadh season. The Saudis are bringing us a good card with entertainment. But if you kind of minimize some of the side shows, they should be okay.
Jorge's going to get on me for this one. He'll laugh at this one. You know what the best part about the whole fight card was? The cameraman deserves everything. Kate Beckinsale looks beautiful. Holy
I had no idea.
smokes.
I had no idea it was her until somebody mentioned it on the broadcast.
I kept I was like, is that Kate Beck? And then I saw her and I'm like, oh, and then I remembered she liked young guys. I'm like, dang. I'm like, now I know why the Saudis wanted to keep me out of there. That's one of my, I'll shoot my shot no matter where I'm at. No, I'm just kidding about all that. But Gilbert, just what do you think is next for Terrence Crawford? Do you think that a fight against Canelo, because his manager said, or his trainer said after that, what did he say? I had it right here. Bomac says Canelo is too strong and too big. So do you think, I have an audio, but I mean, you're at the airport, so I didn't want to play it because I don't know if you could, if you want to hear it, but let me play it real quick then. Here is what his trainer had to say about fighting Canelo. Here we go.
Probably box a little bit more. But towards the end, I told Bud, I said, hey, man, step to this motherfucker. Step to him and push him. See. Well, I don't know if you can do that with Canelo or not, because he's big, strong, so we'll see.
Basically, he said Canelo's too big and too strong. So I mean,
I
yeah.
like it.
So
It's good honesty from Bomac, and I think that fight really showed us that this is why weight classes matter. This is why I almost like lose it when casuals talk about, hey, this guy should fight that guy without knowing the weight class. And Terrence Crawford was more of a 147 guy, moved up to 154, and now you're asking him to go up to 168. Like, forget about Canelo Alvarez coming down. Those days are over. He's not this young kid who wants a mega fight. No, he's the one that says it on my terms. You come up to my weight class. He's undisputed at 168. He has all the belts. So imagine going up 14 pounds when you're already small. Your power couldn't really do much against Israel.
he's gonna knock you out.
Yes, and Canelo is, maybe not as shifty or doesn't have as good as feints as Israel, but he has better counter game, more punching power, and he's bigger. He can smother you. So that could definitely, tire you out for 12 rounds right there. So I think the dream fight is over. Hopefully Canelo Alvarez, but also for Canelo, that hurts his pockets because the Saudis were willing to throw a bunch of money at him for that fight too. So after Berlanga, and if people don't want to pay you, you better go fight Dave Benavidez. So I saw Berlanga throw the F-bomb at Dave Benavidez saying, forget that guy, worry about me. I don't know about that, Berlanga. You have to prove it to me in the ring. But that also limits Canelo's options. And also, I don't know where Crawford goes from here, but credit to his team for finding Israel, and because nobody knew the guy. It's like, hey, this guy in the amateur game, like, he really did a bunch of work, and in the amateur game, and he said it in the post ring interview, like, yeah, nobody knew about him, but we did a lot of work on this guy, and we wanted to be tested, and he was. So maybe doing some more homework like that, but it's not big name star power to generate pay-per-views for Crawford.
And I completely agree. It's funny. Canelo was asked today about why he didn't fight David Benavidez in New York, and he said because the people wanted this fight. He said this is for the people. He's like, like Mexico versus Puerto. Yeah, exactly. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. My buddy said in our group chat, JC, and he goes, he's like, did you hear no clapping? No clapping at all. Like nobody got excited about that from Canelo. Real quick, Vic is asking if you think Pitbull Cruz is a one-trick guy.
A little bit. He reminds me of Sean Porter, friend of the show, where he kind of brings his head down a little bit and uses his forehead, but like he's a very he wants to stifle you. He wants to smother you. He wants to kind of be all aggressive, but no skill, no combinations, no footwork. It's just kind of like this. The guys, people fight like that, but after like 7 rounds, you get tired of it because he has good cardio. That cardio was not there on Saturday, so that's why it makes me wonder what the work ethic was. So to answer the question, he is a little bit of a one-trick pony, but he is aggressive. And those last 3 or 4 fights, he has some power too. He was knocking out people after the Gervonta fight, but that shows you the levels of competition from Tank to the other guys.
Completely agree. Jorge says, Fernando, I knew you were going to bring up K Great Minds Think Alike, and then he also sent shout out to Vic, the producer. So there you go. Shout out to Vic. Gilbert, are you ready to switch over now?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I thought the most entertaining part of Saturday was us waiting for the tribal chief to return, Roman Reigns. Gilbert, he finally does. He comes in. He Superman punches Solo. He spears Solo. He looks at Cody Rhodes, gives him a little head nod, jumps out of the ring, watches Cody beat Solo. And what they didn't show you on TV, Gilbert, is he pointed at Solo and said, read my shirt. Original tribal chief.
I thought I said official tribal chief, but then I figured I was wrong.
I thought only tribal chief at the beginning. But Gilbert, Gilbert, he has a different aura, man. I've never seen I'm sorry. Like, I know The Rock, has that, but in the wrestling world, I don't even think The Rock has the kind of aura that Roman Reigns has really presented in the last 3 or 4 years. That's game-changing, man. I don't know what you thought, but holy crap. The way everything just stopped and everybody watched him walk in, incredible.
Man, I think it says so much that you're able to get a reaction like that from the audience. When you were the heel for so many years and everybody wanted to see Cody finish the story, and when Cody finished the story, guess what? We all want Roman. We thank you, Roman, for making that story better. So when you're able to be a heel or to be a babyface, he could do it all. And it just makes you realize, how far he's come from those days where he couldn't remember his lines with John Cena or, it's a promo, get it together, Roman, you want to be the big dog. So to reinvent himself, to really take this persona and make it his, to even extending the bloodline storyline, allowing Solo to do his thing, allowing the Uso brother to do his thing. Like, he's making people better, like in quarterbacks, right? In the NFL, like, if you make people around you better, you're definitely the franchise, the star. And Roman has done that. Where now this next phase of his career, I can't wait to see what he does. I guess it's gonna be more of a baby face. Maybe I could be wrong for now. You're better at that. But to get the pop that he got, and he just kind of came out being him, like, what, I'm back, and no kind of like sideshow, no like special effects, no turning off the lights, no coming from behind with the bat like Sting. It was just like, who I am, what I'm here, why I'm here, and you know what I'm about. So that was very cool to see. And we all,
by the way,
one more thing, we all knew it was coming. It was still very exciting.
Yeah. But isn't it crazy how long it took him to come out? Like, his song, it's a new song that he kind of debuted. And then he finally comes out and everybody just goes crazy. By the way, Gilbert, you and I were both worried about Jacob Fatu. Supposedly it's a work. They didn't want him and Roman to interact at all. Okay. So I'm glad about that, because there's no way we could miss Jacob Fatu. Gilbert, I was very excited. I thought Roman's aura, he came out, he did everything he needed to do, and I'm like, wow, like, we're about to hit a new generation in WWE. Not a new generation, but it's a new, like, we're kind of turning the page, and Roman is now back. I think this time Roman's not going to care about the championship. He's going to care about having order in his bloodline. He's going to go I think he's going to be more of like an anti-hero that's still going to talk crap, but at the same time, like, he is the tribal chief. He is that guy. Man, I'm telling you, that pop was crazy. When he brings Paul Heyman back, I'm telling you, man, that's going to get ridiculous. I kind of thought, when I saw The Rock's mom there, she was there cheering on Nia Jax. I'm like, don't tell me The Rock is also going to show up, because they went bloodline rules for the match. And I was like, don't tell me The Rock is also going to show up and just go ballistic. But no, it was good. Let Roman have his time. He's been gone for about 3 or 4 months. Now he's back. Everybody's excited. He will be at SmackDown this Friday. So this Friday, I'm going to be dead set watching whatever Roman does. But Gilbert, I'm interested to see where they take Cody Rhodes from here. There's not an interesting path for him right now. I think Roman's going to stay away from him. I think Solo's going to stay away from him. So I'm interested to see where Cody goes from here. Who are they going to pick for him next? Where is he going to go? So I'm really interested with that. But, man, it was one of those things where I saw reactions on Twitter and everybody was just going crazy. Like, even NFL, like Dan Orlovsky was like, Roman's back. The tribal chief is back. And I'm like, yeah, like, everybody's hyped about him. And then, but, yeah, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole going crazy. Like, man, it was a different feel to this. I think everybody came away from SummerSlam and they thought, holy crap, this was a great card.
I wonder if this is where that storyline, when The Rock came back the day after Mania and handed Cody Rhodes something, like maybe the watch or whatever, maybe they picked that up for Cody Rhodes, but maybe it's a little too soon. Maybe you prefer to have that during WrestleMania season. We'll see what they do with that, but you're right. I really have no idea what's going to happen to Cody Rhodes, but hey, well set up for Roman Reigns and Solo. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And then also, when the Paul Heyman comes out for the Tribal Chief, the original. I can't wait for that. But overall, I thought it was a great event. Fernando, I enjoyed the Damian Priest fight against.
That was a great match.
Yeah, 2 giants is going at it, and obviously you'll get into it right now. But obviously the kiss that heard around the world.
So I was expecting it. I had told you before that he's gonna turn heel, like. He's going to turn on Mommy, on Rhea Ripley, and he's going to end up going with Liv. But what a great sequence. I mean, he stops Rhea from losing the championship, and he's like, no, you can't win that way. He grabs the chair, goes around, gives her a hug, throws a chair on there, and tells Liv, here you go, distracts the referee, and then he comes up and gives her a kiss. Again, you have to remember, he's kissed Liv twice in the last 3 months, and he just got married a couple months ago, but man, Gilbert, I'm telling you this right now. I wrote about it last January. You remember I wrote, Dominic Mysterio's the biggest heel in WWE. He is. I'm sorry. Gilbert, people will cheer Seth Rollins. People will cheer Drew McIntyre. People will cheer CM Punk. People will cheer I'm still on here, right, Vic? Just heading on? Okay. People will cheer all these guys. We'll try and get Gilbert back. People will cheer all these guys, and they will cheer all these guys and everything, and Dominic Mysterio never gets cheered. When do you ever hear Dominic Mysterio get cheered? He never does. So I'm telling you, the level of hate that Dominic has on him, the level of heat is something unique. Nobody ever cheers for Dominic. It's always boos. It's always hate. To me, Dominic Mysterio is the biggest heel. Nobody ever celebrates him. Nobody loves him. Nobody nothing. So to me, Dominic Mysterio is the biggest heel right now in WWE. And I'm sorry, it's time. WWE needs to put a United States Championship on him, or they need to put some kind of belt on him. Like, you had the North American from NXT, that's great, but now it's time to give him a belt in WWE. But man, my homie from San Diego, Dominic Mysterio, that dude's killing it right now. I'm really impressed with him, and he just keeps on getting better. But Gilbert, just what did you think of the Rhea? Senor Vivmois would love to have mommy there, so he wants to bring her over to Canada with him. But Gilbert, just what did you make of the whole sequence with Rhea?
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. Like you mentioned, like Dominic making us believe, hey, I'm helping you out with the chair right here, and then oh no, okie doke right here, Liv Morgan, this chair is actually for you. So, but I'm just curious about the aftermath. Obviously, you got to continue the feud between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley to get that belt back. But where does Dom go? Does he now have a relationship or a partnership, whatever you want to call it, with Liv Morgan, or does he go on and do his own thing as the guy who screwed over the Judgment Day, becomes a champion, has a well-decorated singles career? I want to see that already. It's about time for Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. But we also saw Finn Balor, get involved with Damian Priest. So the Judgment Day is pretty much over, I guess, right now. But I want to see everything in the pieces after that.
Remember, a year ago, Gilbert, Damian Priest screwed Finn Balor from winning Money in the Bank. I think it was he almost beat Seth Rollins a year ago for the championship at Money in the Bank, and he screwed him. And I remember he's like, "I'm so sorry," and Finn's like, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." So yesterday he got his revenge. And I remember back in the day, Liv and Finn Balor were competing together to go destroy Edge's Judgment Day, and they said one day we will break them up. Long-term storytelling, I'm telling you guys, like these guys
Triple
are
H.
seeing things. Oh my God, man, I'm sorry. I understand everything, and regardless of the side stuff and everything that happened, obviously it's disgusting, but like Vince needed to go. Like, this is a new era. They're doing a lot of really amazing things right now, and they're really telling stories from like 4 or 5 years ago. They're bringing up old stuff, and man, and it's just incredible. And then the way Finn, like Gunther, and Gunther is now the world champion. Gilbert, I expect at WrestleMania Gunther versus John Cena. Book it right now.
Really?
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think Gunther versus John Cena will happen. I don't know what way it'll go. I personally,
for the record,
yeah, I think Cena has to break it. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Charlotte Flair break that record. It has to be John Cena. Like, it has to. Cena put this company on his back. One more championship would be amazing. Let him go out with 17. He's the record breaker, and boom, Cena can ride off into the sunset. But and I think Triple H will do that. But we'll see what happens. But Gilbert, I give it a chef's kiss. SummerSlam to me was fantastic. I thought they did a great job overall. I think all the matches were entertaining. I was even entertained by Jelly Roll, or whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Choke slamming Austin Theory. Austin Theory, by the way, you sold that choke slam.
Yeah,
somebody
he jumped
had to
up.
get my man. Yeah, somebody had to get my man Jelly Roll a gas mask, because that dude looked gassed. Like, he was exhausted after that. But by the way, R-Truth tweeted out, "Congratulations to my guy Post Malone for coming out and helping us out in Cleveland." So I'm like, a couple pounds away, but sure, why not? But definitely a great PLE, Gilbert. And what time? How much longer do we have you for?
What time is it? You got 4 minutes. I got to leave at 5:15.
4 minutes. All right, let's bring in Vic, the producer, real fast. Vic, my bad. No music, Vic, but we wanted to get you in real fast.
No worries.
If you have one question, hit Gilbert with your best question before he has to jump on his flight.
All right, guys. Let me start this off here. It's good to see you guys, but let me go ahead and get to the question. So every NFL season, there are 6 to 8 teams. Everyone pencils in for the season, for the postseason, to make the playoffs. Those teams this season are the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, the Texans, the 49ers, Packers, Lions, and Eagles. Give me
What?
one team from those 8 that will not make the playoffs and will end up with a top 10 pick.
Gilbert.
Give me the teams again, Vic.
It is the Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Texans, 49ers, Packers, Lions, and Eagles. Just for reference, the last 2 years, teams that were penciled in to make the playoffs. Last year was the Chargers after all the signings they made. The year before that, it was the Rams. So, and they ended up with top 10 picks a year after that.
Oh wow.
It's a very difficult question, but I'll give you 2 just to kind of back my ass here.
This mother.
But I've been on it, or I've been on the Cowboys one for a while. Like I just don't like anything about the setup. Blame the coach, blame the quarterback. They're gonna pay him, Fernando. I really think they are. You haven't paid CeeDee Lamb.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I think we lost him. All right, Fernando, you're up.
Yeah. Let me. Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a team that should be worrisome. They're putting all their trust in Kellen Moore, which I watched firsthand what Kellen Moore did last year. You can say Brandon Staley his ineptitude was part of what they did, but Kellen Moore deserves some blame. I know a lot of fans complained about Joe Lombardi for the 2 years that he was here, but at least Herbert looked like an MVP candidate both seasons. This last year with Kellen Moore, it just looked like a mess. I don't like Kellen Moore with Jalen Hurts. I don't think their styles fit, even though I think the Eagles have a lot of good players on their offense. And then Jason Kelsey's not going to be there, so what's that going to look like? You look over at the defense. Darius Slay kind of took a step back. I'm just being honest. Last year, I didn't like that all that much. Fletcher Cox is no longer there. What's their front 7 going to look like? Jordan Davis. They have some other players there, but Jalen Carter. I just don't know what they're going to look like this season. So if I had to choose one, I think it'd be the Eagles with a new coaching staff and everything going into next year. I just don't like the setup from both teams or from the Eagles. My bad.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, I mean, you get Kellen Moore. I don't know. Is he a really good offensive coordinator?
Gilbert said Cowboys and Ravens, by the way. He just sent it to us.
All right, and then I'll get into the Ravens real quick since he's pretty much gone at this point.
Yeah.
I'll get into the Ravens because that would be my pick. But I just want to kind of go to your point on the Eagles. Big Fangio, how is that going to work out? We don't know. They brought in a bunch of guys from, through the draft and free agency. Like, they brought in the linebacker from the Bucks. You also have the 2 guys that they drafted in the secondary as well. So we don't know how that's going to mesh with both of those coordinators. So I still have, and then Nick Sirianni. I mean, he lost the team, after week 10. I mean, they were 9.
They just said that him and Jalen Hurts still haven't completely repaired their relationship. I read somebody had it, and I'm like, Jesus, if they haven't repaired it yet, dude, the season's about to start in a month. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, and I mean that's the other problem as well too is a lot of people are saying, well, Jalen Hurts got hurt, and then that was when things got bad for the Eagles. I think as you talked about, I think part of it was the relationship. But just to kind of finish things off here, I think for me is the Ravens. I'm kind of with Gilbert there. There's a lot of question marks. I know we talked about the defensive coordinator. I thought for sure they were going to try and get Jesse Minter there. They ended up losing a bunch of guys that went to the Miami Dolphins. And then you saw Mike McDonald going to Seattle as well. So they lost a lot of guys. They ended up giving the job to Zach Orr. He's a 30-year-old defensive coordinator, first-time guy calling the plays. And I do like that defense still, but who are your edge rushers? That's part of my. I know they have Matabuki. You have a great linebacker, and then you're set at safety. My worry is still with the cornerbacks as well, and then you're bringing in 3 new starters, Fernando, onto that
Yeah.
offensive line. Are you and then what I've heard some whispers about Lamar Jackson, he doesn't like to practice, which that's not something
Well,
that you want to hear.
Gilbert and I spoke about it. Like, he's missing all these practices with illness. What's illness? Like, is it
Yes.
something? But so it's just, and the thing about it is, I'm wondering. You keep on hearing about him supposedly that he lost weight going into this offseason. I'm like,
Yes,
you coming
that's
off an
another
MVP
one.
year where you gained weight last year. Why, and you won the MVP? Why would you lose weight? So yeah, I'm with you. And I've said it a couple of times. I don't like Baltimore going into this year. I think their schedule is going to be very tough.
Yep.
You start off the year in you could get blown out in KC week 1. Like, that's how bad this could possibly get. And you've lost. And the problem is that when you're as good as the Ravens were last year, you got poached. You got poached by the Seahawks. You got poached by the Dolphins. You got poached by the Titans. You got poached by the Chargers. You know who I thought they were going to go get again was Wink Martindale.
Yes.
They decided to go with a younger coach, but same guy that said he didn't want to play Mahomes. He did. I remember that. Lamar did say he didn't want to play him. So I don't like the Eagles. I don't like the Cowboys. Well, it's not that I don't like the Eagles. I could just see that happening.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, every year you see a team that everybody's really high on, and you're like, I think I would freeze that one, and to me, it's that one, and then obviously the Cowboys is just an easy pick because you have fans that aren't even showing up to Oxnard. Like, I'm interested to see what it's going to look like on Thursday. I think Gilbert's going as well when we show up for the joint practice with the Rams, so I can finish my story on the 5 training camps I visited. But I just don't know what to expect out of the Cowboys. I think that's a lame duck team going into this year as well. Yeah, no, it's just it's a bad look all around.
Yeah, and I just listening to people around the league too, like, Jerry Jones, he talks a big game, but I mean, he continues to not pay these guys. He should have taken care of. He should have been smart about the money too. And then one of the things
you know what it is, right?
What is it?
Albert Breer said, I think it was Albert Breer. He said the reason why that happens is because he thinks they're not going to find anything better. Like, when you break up with your girl and you're like, she ain't going to find anything better than me and all that. That's what Jerry Jones thinks. Jerry Jones thinks it's an honor to play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. It was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but life has changed. Like, these players nowadays, they don't know who Roger Staubach was and Troy Aikman. They just know Troy Aikman as the guy that asks them questions before they go and play the game. Like, I'm sorry, it's true. These guys don't know about the guys that came before them, and I'm telling you, I talk to a lot of these, not players. You talk to this new generation, and they think they invented the damn sport. So I really think that that's kind of a fine line of where we're going. So I think Jerry's problem is, like Albert said, is that he thinks, it's an honor to play for the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to make more money here if I pay you less because of all the sponsorships and everything you're going to get. Dude, Mahomes is in Kansas City, and he's making a bunch of money off of sponsorships. I'm sure Jalen Hurts is making money up in – hell, even Herbert here in L.A. He's making money off of sponsorships, doing the cell stuff and the what's it called, the Sasquatch and all that. So yeah, Jerry, it's not like it was before when it was just the Dallas Cowboys quarterback that was making the money. Everybody now makes it. But my bad. Go ahead. You were saying that.
No, and I just to finish up to your point. I mean, look at what the Philly has done. The Eagles have been able to pay their top 2 receivers, their quarterback. And the Cowboys are making the excuses that, hey, they'll get done when they get done. It's like, also, by not giving them roster money or bonus money, you also you can get in front of this by now, and it's just bad, salary cap
all
management by Jerry Jones. But
I already told you guys who he wants.
Yep.
Shador. Shador Sanders. No, I know there can't be an episode where we don't mention him. Shout out to Dan and Dago. But
yes,
I just
we missed Dan and Dago on here. Hopefully we get him back on soon.
But yeah, no, I just think Jerry. I think it's I'm sorry to say this. I think it's Vince McMahon time for Stephen Jones and those guys to kind of take the reins from their dad and be like, hey, we're going to take this over a little bit and start doing our thing, because not having a general manager has hurt them for years. And I think it's really starting to creep its ugly head. And I think they need to go with a general manager that at least can bring in some talent. I know they have some talent, but
they're just top heavy, Fernando. Yeah, but they haven't been able to. Depth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, how many guys weren't injured for that game against the who did they play? The Packers. They had injuries. They had, so I mean, it just creeps in. So I completely understand. I think Jerry needs to start stepping down and giving let him run the Cowboys time so we see annoying fans. Angel's not a fan of, no, you're good. Let him run the Cowboys. We need to see these annoying fans suffer. Yeah, they're a little bit wild.
25 years. It's kind of like that meme from the Titanic. It's been 84 years. It's bin over 25 years now.
Exactly. But he keeps on promising, and he keeps on saying, we're going all in. Hell, every team's going in all in every single year. Like, what are you talking? It's like right around week 8. I think right around each team's bye week, they get, okay, you know what? We suck. Let's just try and get a high draft pick. But yeah, go ahead, Vic. My bad.
No, I was gonna say that's all I have for you today, Fernando.
Awesome.
So if you want to close us out, I mean, like I said, shout out to Dan and Dago. We miss him on here, and then Gilbert's traveling, so we had to have a quick show, but we got all the stuff in that we needed to get in, Fernando.
Yeah, no, you know what the funniest part is that Dan's like, last week, he's like, you guys only did an hour 30? Yeah, must mean I didn't show up. And I just started laughing. I'm like, yeah, now he's going to see 47 and he's going to be like, what the hell? What's wrong with you guys? But yeah, shout out to Gilbert. I got to see him yesterday at the Chargers Rams joint practice. First thing he tells me is, I was so excited when Roman Reigns came in. And I was like, dude, I was so hyped also. So good to see him. It was good to see you last week at Rams. Definitely an interesting feeling to see just one field being put to use.
But I do like the setup, though.
Yeah, no, it was a good setup. Yeah, and I love the extracurriculars by Jimmy G. Shout out to him. Yeah. Great. We won't get into that, but it was just funny to see what he did. But no, I like what the Rams did. I think it gave the fans, I think the fans were excited to see something like that where they could be up close and personal. They could see and everything. So shout out to the Rams for doing that. Recapping training camp today. Angel, I think we did that at the beginning, but Dan and Dago and I will probably get together Wednesday. I think we like the schedule right before these guys jump on and do House of Horns. So I think that's what we're going to do. Wednesday, we're going to do something. Dan and Dago and I will just go through some stuff that we've seen and talk a little bit more about what the team's looking like. Last week, Dan and Dago was all excited, and then the next day Herbert is hurt. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, no, definitely a lot of good stuff. Make sure you guys check out. Gilbert's doing some really good stuff for SI guys. So make sure you guys check all that out. I had a story from last week on Tony Jefferson. So make sure you guys check that out. This week I will be getting a story out Friday about all 5 training camps. I made a stop at each of them. So I'm going to be writing something. I'm working on something. So make sure you guys check that out. And again, Gilbert's giving you guys some great stuff. I mean, he's going to all these different training camps. It's going to be great. And then as well, we will come back next Monday. We'll get together and we'll do it all again. Again, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to be a compa, tell a compa. Again, we appreciate all the love. We've really grown since the Super Bowl up until now. It's been a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so make sure you guys tune in. The football season is 1 month away from starting, and a lot of excitement coming up for this NFL season. So make sure you guys tune in. Thank you guys. Thank you to Angel. Thank you to Senor Vive Moi. Shout out to Jorge. Shout out to Delbert. Delbert's always funny. Delbert, you make me laugh, man. I hope you're still in here. But I know you and I don't interact as much because you're on the Ram side of it, but you are a funny individual and you are pretty I enjoy it. Javier Flores, thank you. Elizabeth as well. Jesse, to everybody. Thank you guys so much. Angel, it was great meeting you today as well. We appreciate the love. Like I told you there, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support from everybody. We do it all for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. Make sure you guys hit the notification button. Now with Twitter being lame or X or whatever the hell you want to call it, and not letting us go live, we're still talking about the $8 a month, but make sure you guys hit the notification button so whenever we go live on YouTube, you guys get that notification and you guys can check it out. But usually we'll do it right around the same time. You guys know on Mondays it's anywhere from 4 to 5 o'clock that we're going to start. So make sure you guys tune in. I know I've said a lot, but again, thank you guys so much. Victor Producer, Gilbert Manzano, Fernando Ramirez, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your guys' day and have an even better week.